Yeah, from Little Kim, the Queen Bee. It's ladies' night, what? It must be Angie on the mic. The butter pea, honey, got the sugar, got the spice. Roll the L side, keep the rhymes right, yo. I just made this motherfucker up last night. And I'm the rookie on this all-star team. Me and Kim is getting cream, like Thelma and Louise, but on chrome. Never leave that Brooklyn shit alone. So if you say it's on, then it's on. Bang this in your whips, that them cold roadie with the chips in the wrist. Here's a French kiss. I dismiss all you chicks. Spit 6 from the 4th, 5th, make it dance. Ow! I stay focused in the dopest, like a penny with the hole in it.
Hello and welcome. This is Ladies' Night right here on Independent Television with yours truly, Ameze Obai Siagbon. Of course, you can call me the Empress of the Airwaves. It's always a delight to have you join us on the program. Yes, I say us because I'm not alone in the studio. I've got two beautiful ladies who will be joining me on the topic of discussion. I've got the ever-glowing C. White. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good. I'm good. Always good. I also have a face that has run away for a long time, but is back here with us talking about Miss Praise. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good evening.
Where have you been? How have you been?
I've been fine.
Okay. All right. So it's fabulous to have both of you here. I feel like the blackest person in the studio. Well, no problem. Black is beautiful.
Get there.
I'm not getting there. I like my color. Black is beautiful. So yes, today we're going to be looking at greetings. Basically, is it a sign of respect, or it's a sign of well-wishing, or a sign of care? That's what we're going to be looking at, because we tend to see a lot of people saying, "You did not greet me. Why didn't you greet me? Small rat, you cannot greet." That kind of those kind of statements. And so we're going to look at it. Is it supposed to be a sign of respect if I greet you, for instance? Or it's a sign of, okay, I care about you, so I want to know how you're doing. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at today. First and foremost, I want to ask, does any of you know what the importance of greeting is?
It all depends on what an individual understands by greetings, first of all. Then you can now know the importance. So for me, I think it's based on your understanding of what greeting is all about that gives you room to know what the importance is. So for me now, if you want me to tell you my own personal understanding of the importance of greeting, I think I'm basically going to judge myself based on what I see greeting as. So one of the importance of greeting is communication. It gives you a room to communicate with people. And the other thing I understand, it shows sign of respect. That's the importance. It shows people that, oh, this girl is respectful, this guy is respectful, even when it's not like that. And it also shows sign of care. Yeah. So, like I said, everybody have different understanding about greetings. I can also say that, okay, one of the importance is also, should I say humility? Okay, it goes same thing with respect and just being yourself. Being yourself. Some people feel like it's my thing.
So back then in university, there's a place I usually pass when I'm going home. And then there are always some guys there. So every time I'll greet them because that's how I was brought up. And then there was one day, this friend of mine that usually do not greet. And so these guys were angry, they were beefing her. This was serious, I'm not even joking, this thing happened. And then one of the guys called me and said, "This is your friend, she doesn't greet. And it's because we like you and we see that you're a very friendly person and you have respect, you're always greeting us. But I've planned this for her." Seriously, on that day I had to tell her not to pass that place. And anytime they see me, or maybe there was a time I had issue with somebody there. There's one man I buy something from her and we had this issue. She said, she saw something that was not good. See the way those boys carried my matter on their head. They just say, "Ah, this girl, we like her." Why? Just because I greet them every time. I do not have anything with them. I don't know where they are from, but just because every time I pass there, I had to ask them, "You're always greeting us, you have respect." So that's just for them. You can also go to other places and they'll tell you that greeting is like eye service. So it also makes you likable. It just depends on where you are. You need to understand the environment, the room where you're walking into. Okay, this place, do they like it? Like in Edo State now, Africans, Edo State, you know that you have to greet. We're not even abroad here. Let's not even from 21st century. In Edo State, in Africa, you know that you have to greet your elders. When you enter into a place, you greet. It just shows that you're respectful and makes you likable.
Okay, so for you, greeting is a sign of respect indirectly, because that's what you
Of
just
course,
kept
in
saying,
those states,
respect,
in Nigeria.
respect.
Honestly,
For me, I don't see greeting as a sign of respect. I can greet you and I have no single respect for you. I just greet just so that I say, okay, she greeted him or she greeted her. It's not like
not in those states, please.
Well,
no, I'm
like,
telling you, me, for instance, I could just greet a person. I probably would be angry with the person at that moment, but I just had to greet just because, okay, we're in Nigeria, and if you don't greet, then they'll say you're a bad child. But I don't feel greeting was invented because of respect. I feel it was invented just to find out how people are doing. I'm saying good morning. It's like I'm wishing you a good day. I'm wishing you a good afternoon. I'm wishing you a good evening. Or I'm wishing you a good day, as the case may be. I say hi. I say hello. I'm asking how you are doing. Do you understand?
Can also be like a basic like form for communication.
Yes,
how to start.
I don't feel it's a sign of respect. That's me personally. I don't know. I may be wrong, but I don't feel it's a sign of respect. I just feel I'm just caring about you. I'm asking how you are, you get. Or I'm wishing you a good day, or I'm wishing you get. But okay, like you just said, when you get to a place and your elders are there, you have to greet them. Why must it always be the junior greeting the senior?
We're in Africa.
Okay.
What?
The fact that we're in Africa.
But it just shows, when you walk into a place, I don't even want to find out if I'm older. I just greet. It just feels like, okay, yes, you're walking into a place, people are there, just greet. You met them there.
First of all, I think people need to understand what greeting is all about. What exactly is greeting? It's an opportunity for you to communicate, interact, and also create an impression of yourself to others. And it's something some people do unconsciously, like they don't know. It just comes out like that because it's an inbuilt thing for them. Why some people you have to force them to greet because they don't know what greeting is all about. Now, you talked about greeting elders or going to a place and you see your elders, you want to greet them. Yes, it's a mentality, it's an ideology that has been instilled in us that when you go to a place, when you see your elders, you have to greet. The question is, you only know those people who are way too older than you that, okay, this is your elder. This one is an elder. You have to greet this one. But what about someone you are of age range with? Do you still have to ask the person, how old are you? So that I will know before I greet you.
Can I say something?
I think we greet everybody.
But you know, when we're talking about greeting, it's not just good afternoon. Hi, how are you is also a form of greeting.
Of course,
so it's not
it
necessarily good evening, sir, good evening, ma, good evening. I can come into a place and tell you, hi, how are you doing? I'm greeting you.
Of course, I know you were, but some people would even see your hi as an insult to them.
Yeah, which is why I said
that.
So it's a sign of respect, because when you say hi, how are you, you're greeting the person, but it's not. How do I put this now? You could ask your junior, hi, how are you? Would you ask your
elder?
Senior?
I told somebody that, and she was like, is that how to greet? I'm like, I'm sorry.
That's it. I mean, that was why I said that everybody have different understanding about what greeting is all about. Your greeting might be an insult to me. My greeting might also be an insult to you. It all depends on the mindset. If you make me understand that as an elder, I must always greet you, I will see it that way. You understand? But if you also make me understand that greeting is a way to at least communicate with somebody. It's a communication.
Yes.
At least to talk with somebody. Not because I want to give you respect. The person will understand that, okay, even if I don't want to talk to this person sitting close to me, but which other way is the best way to at least communicate with this person? The first thing that comes into your mind is, let me greet this person. You go into a place, you don't even know anybody there, you just don't know who to talk to. But because there are people sitting down there, you don't even know if they are your seniors or not. The first thing that comes into your mind is, at least let me greet them, and from there, ask them my questions. So, greeting, for me, is not all about respect. It's just an ideology that has been instilled in us that greeting is a sign of respect. But for me, what I understand about greeting is it's a sign of communication, forced communication when you meet a person. So it all depends on you now to say, okay, this person is an elder to me, I have to greet. This person is junior to me, I have to greet. I don't want to talk about myself, because if I talk about myself, the Empress might really understand. She'll be like, this show is for me. You understand? Because
Minister of Greeting Affairs.
you understand? So I don't really want to talk about whether you are an adult or not. I don't
It's
care.
true. Now,
The first
greeting
thing
is a
that-
basic function of communication, but I don't, fine, I'm not saying, oh, because you're always greeting, you're respectful. And all. But let's use Edo State, let's use Nigeria as a case study.
Okay.
You can't, in fact, as a Benin girl that I am, I'm from Edo State, I will wake up in the morning and I will not greet
They
you.
will
Am
drive
I
your
okay?
head down.
The slap that will break me.
Okay, let me
Like,
say
do you
this.
understand?
You know this particular person who loves greeting very
Actually,
well.
when Praise said something about, do you know how to, is that how to greet? I felt it was that person she was talking about.
Okay. I was a little bit upset this evening. Even when I walked in, I went to the other studio to sit down. She was on air. So I just waved, I greeted, I was twirling, I was doubling, I was doing everything from the other studio.
And let me
You
guess, you
understand?
said you know Sabi greet.
No, not that. Not that. After doing all those ones, I sat down. Could you believe that that wasn't enough? I came out. Okay, no, she was coming out from the studio. This was after about 45 minutes. She came out and she saw me. I was upset about something. So she was like, you don't see me. You don't greet. And my kind of person is the person that she can never see me without me greeting her. I was like, but I've greeted you before. In fact, please, I'm not in a good mood now. Let me just go to where I'm going to. You understand? I was asking myself, so what happened to all those things I was doing and she was receiving it from me? She was even calling my name on air. So what happened to those ones? So that's tell you how much some people can value your greeting. You understand?
value greeting is not necessarily your
But you know,
greeting.
greeting can also be waving is a form of greeting. I don't
Yes.
have to say good afternoon. I can wave at you and I'm greeting you. Just that people just feel like it's only when you do the usual good afternoon, good morning, that's when you're greeting. But it's wrong.
Do you know that even in your greeting, there are people you will greet, and if you don't put ma or sa, your greeting is an insult
Let's
to
not
them.
even go there. I'm like, let's not
That's
even
it.
go there.
Because we might be saying this thing as just something very simple, very common. It is not common to some people. It is very, very serious, and people can take it on you at any time because of this greeting. Just to wake up one morning and you just, you know, sometimes people don't believe that you can just be thinking of something else and you will not even notice a person's presence.
Yeah.
They'll feel like, oh, you the way make a fair greet you.
true.
Some people are like that. You just come out in the morning and your mind is somewhere. You just blow past the person. You'll be like, as you don't greet to make her greet you. Oh, sorry, ma. Mommy, good morning, ma. No, nobody good morning, ma. You could also say you don't see me as small. I don't talk to rat. You know, they begin to read meaning into that little drama. You
That's why I
understand?
said you have to understand where you are. Now, if you go to other countries aside Nigeria, it might not be a big deal, but in Nigeria, you know that greeting is important. So when you go to a place, and you know, Edo State, Nigeria, you have to greet. Just, it doesn't take anything from you. Just do the basic thing. Good evening.
Let me
morning,
stress
ma.
what you're trying to say. It's not necessarily the greeting, it's greeting your elders you're trying to say, because you're saying you have to greet.
Yes, you have to. In
Now,
Nigeria.
no, you have to greet your elders. Now, is it
Yes.
every person who is younger than you that you greet?
For me, greeting is nothing. So I can walk into a place, I know I'm old and I'm greeting you. So it doesn't take anything from me. So it's just part of me already. Like,
Well, the issue is with someone who is actually older, because they are the ones that are more likely to say, didn't you see me? You don't know how to greet, that kind of thing. Okay, the reason why I brought up this topic today was on Facebook a couple of days back, a little, I don't want to call him little, he's not so little like that, but he's quite younger than I am. I don't know him. He said he's going to look for me in church and show himself to me, so I know who I was actually chatting with. He greeted, he said, good morning, ma. And I said, good morning, because I didn't even know who I was talking with in the first place. So I just said, good morning. And he was like, no, don't greet me. I'm the one supposed to greet you. And I was like, I don't understand. You're the one supposed to greet me. What do you mean? You've already greeted. You said, good morning, man. I greeted you, and I responded, good morning. And he was like, no, it's me that's supposed to greet you. Not say, or okay, my child, or okay, my dear. And I'm like, no, greeting is not meant to be
that way.
junior,
One-sided.
senior to junior to senior. It's supposed to be a mutual thing. If you greet me, I should respond. I should be grateful that you wished me a good. That's how I see it. I don't know. I see a lot of people trying to say you don't know how to, you don't have respect. See, if there's someone who has respect, I know that I have respect. My mom would have killed me if I didn't grow up to be the kind of person she trained me to be. Now, I don't see greeting you as a sign of respect. I see it as a sign of that I care. If I don't care about you, I can pass you. That's just it. There are some people I meet on the road, like I'm just walking and I see some people and I just feel like just saying hello to the person. I'll just, good morning, ma, good afternoon, man. Most times, a lot of people tend to respond really nicely to it. But I don't feel that it's compulsory. I can pass a gang of boys, for instance, and I will not say anything to them.
In some areas, they'll say, that one does not have respect.
If they even call me, I will not even answer them. I will keep going. It's not that I don't have respect. It's that I don't want to greet you. Do you understand? I don't wish you well. Let me put it like that. Not that I wish you bad, but I don't wish you also. I'm not interested.
For the day, you know.
Yes,
for that moment. A good day.
So if you're saying greeting is a sign of respect, then it means anybody, anytime they can hire, even the madman on the street, I'm sorry, would expect you to greet the person. Now, would you do that?
It's not a sign of respect like that. It's just, actually, if we're looking at it, it's a basic, like, is a function of communication.
I want to say
but in our society, you just have to.
That's why I feel like
you just have to.
I feel like we should readdress that. Because some people they're just greeting them for greeting. Say, may they not slap me, may they not beat me.
Do you know that I've actually been, I've made ones to feel like I'm over sabi with my greeting.
I'm telling you, I service.
Truth be told, it's like when I got home, I was thinking about it all through. Now, my cousin came home with wifey, the white woman, because we were talking about the western part of the western world and all that. So I just want to tell you my own experience now. He came with this lady. She's a white woman. So I think their own way of greeting is always hi, this. And me being over sabi, I was always saying, good morning, ma. Good afternoon, ma. Good evening, ma. She was forced to ask my cousin, why is she always greeting me, good morning, ma, good afternoon, ma. Then he explained that that's our way of greeting here. She said, I don't like it. I don't want it. And whenever I tell her good morning, ma, she says, hi. Good afternoon, ma. Hello. So I now realized that she wasn't really comfortable with that, my greeting. When she said it, and my brother explained everything to her, you need to see my reaction. I just quietly walked down to one corner. I sat and I was just looking like, I was just looking depressed because I felt somebody just hit me hard at that particular moment. So I try to make you understand this, that even the Westerners, the Western world that we're talking about, I don't think they have they throw so much emphasis on greetings. They don't. Because they can walk past you 24 hours without even saying anything to you. So it is we Africans that value this greeting. And even in the midst of these African people that value this greeting, there are still some that don't even see it as anything. Even elders. It takes nothing away from you as an elder to ask your child, how are you? How was your day?
You know, as you just said, it kind of reminded me of someone, a former staff of our station. I know a lot of people know her, Ebugi. And she's one person who I really respect because she doesn't really care about all the whole auntie, uncle. She's quite older than we are. But you can just call her, Ebugi, how far? If you don't even greet her, she's the first to, Smolly, how are you? Or how are you, dear? That kind of thing. Like, that's what I feel greeting should be. It should be caring about the other person, not necessarily about respect. But before some people will knock my head when I come out. let me leave it for because yes, we are from a different culture in Nigeria and in Africa generally. You should have respect, and the sign of respect or the way you show your respect is by greeting people. So definitely, I have to keep quiet on that one.
I think it was until I traveled I realized that this greeting is not the way I thought it used to be. It was that bad that I did not take note of face. I was sitting like in a reception and good afternoon, ma. The woman came back. Good afternoon, ma. Good evening, ma. Good afternoon, ma. And later someone called me. This is your greeting. They think it's eye service. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just used to a greeting. So believe me, when you travel, you realize that some things that you grew up believing are not just the same. That's why I said you need to know where you're going to. You need to know the place, understand it. If you know that you're coming to Benin City, Edo State, if you're in America, be prepared to greet your elders. If you're traveling outside, you can say, hi, how are you? But don't try it in Benin. If not, you don't have respect.
Now, I want to also say, like, the kind of things you attach to your greeting also in you, either insult or thank you. There are some elders you will see, I don't know if you've experienced it. You tell them, mommy, good afternoon, ma. And I mean, born you. I seen you.
Your mommy.
What's good about the afternoon?
I old past you. You just ask yourself, but me looking at this person, she's way too older than me. So what's all these things going on? I old past, you know, they will begin to make you feel like you shouldn't have mentioned that word mommy in your life or mama before. Now, I want to also add to what you said, like, you greet, let's just say, you greet one person. Good afternoon, good evening. Shebi, you've greeted me before. Have you not greeted? You've seen me, I've passed it twice, like, you've greeted me twice now. They will just make you feel like what you're doing is nothing.
Which brings me to the question, how often should you greet a person? Like, in a day, we have the morning, the afternoon, the evening, and the night. Now, if you see someone, for instance, your parents, you live with them if you do live with your parents, do you wake up in the morning, greet daddy, good morning? Then in the afternoon, maybe he went out and came back, daddy, good afternoon. He's still in the house, you're in your room, probably watching a movie or seeing a movie, and he's in the parlor. And then you come out, then you say, daddy, good evening. And then you're going to your room in the night, and you're like, daddy, good night. Is it supposed to be like that, or you're just supposed to greet once, and that covers the whole day?
No, you can't. Like, for me, you have to greet in the morning. I don't care if you're in America, anywhere you are in the world, you just have to greet in the morning. So when you wake up in the morning, I'm the last born. They don't even have to tell me to greet everybody. I start from my dad to my mom, like that. I greet everybody. Then in the afternoon, maybe you go out and you're back and welcome, ma, welcome. How was your day? How's your outing? So those are like the kind of greetings, not necessarily good afternoon, ma. Then in the evening, good evening, ma. It's not like that for me. I can just be like, maybe in the evening, I can just walk up to you and like, mommy, how are you doing? And I'm greeting her. How was your day? What are you doing, like that? And basically, that's just it. Not like in the afternoon, I'll check the time. Hi, it's 3 o'clock, I've not greeted you. It's 4 p.m., I haven't greeted. It's not like that. It just depends on what's happening.
Okay, how about you, Siwai?
Okay, for me now, you know, some people have their traditional way of greeting.
Yeah. So,
for me, I have to be like, being honest to you now, if you want to talk about my greeting in the house, you push me out of the studio. Truly, too, because I will so greet you that even you, when somebody else does not greet you outside, you will not be bothered, because you know that there's a particular lady,
enough for today.
like there's a particular lady somewhere who is ready to give me 20 greetings in 1 hour. For me, for now I'm not staying with my parents, but as at that time when I was staying with them, if they go out and come back, I will greet. Sometimes I want to communicate with them, I will greet. If I want to do anything, I will greet.
Even after eating, you do that?
To be honest with you,
only my family, even after eating, you greet.
Before eating.
After eating is like to say thank you.
Before
food, not
eating.
necessarily good afternoon or stuff like that.
That's
just an appreciation.
You know, good afternoon is not like the only greeting. Hi, hello, it's also greeting. So after eating, you cannot just go and keep the... They
say thank you. That's how I appreciate them. That's not
and that's
really
also greeting.
No. It's not really greeting. It's
that's
like
an
thank you.
appreciation
It's
of
like
the
saying
way
thank
that
you
was
for
served.
providing this food for me, for instance. You
And
get
I feel like, you know, when we're talking about greeting every time, I feel like people just think that greeting is just good afternoon, good afternoon. I feel like greeting can also be hi, hello, how are you?
No, that's like hi, hello to me. Now, if you tell me hi, hello, I'm okay with it.
You see?
But there is somebody who wants to tell them hi, hello. It will cause problem for you. You feel like, are we mates? That comes to seniority. Are we mates? What do you think? What are you feeling like? The person's mentality is not same thing with you. Everything has changed. So now, back to what I was saying. My greeting can make you full for a whole day. So let's not talk about my own, because I was born with it. I was cultured with it. You have to greet all the time. When you see your senior, greet. When you see somebody, greet. When you're just greet.
Great.
You know,
The street on is the
one that made me feel like, for me, that, okay, we grow up, we know how to speak our language, but the young ones who don't, they always say, Mommy, good morning, Mommy, thank you, Mommy, this, Mommy, this. But for us that grew up with our dialect, like we know how to speak it very well, we always greet with our dialect, you understand? So I'll be like, okay, this is it. Maybe if my mom had taught me that greeting is not something you should allow to be part of you, maybe I would have grown up that way. But for me now, that if you don't greet, they will wipe your bum for not greeting. They will call you back and say, so I now feel that, okay, I must. Even when I see a little child, I'm forced to say, hi, baby, how are you? Or that kind of thing, because that is what is part of me already. So, my dear, greeting my parents or greeting
You just have to.
All
I will feel
right,
it
now
with
the
it.
last question before we head out. We just said greeting is a sign of respect. Is it compulsory that it must be the junior greeting the senior? Can the senior actually see a junior person and say, good afternoon, how are you?
For me, yes.
Yes.
So how many of you have done it? Let's start with Praise. I know Siwa probably has done that because she's a greeting master.
Definitely. I do. Somebody like, okay, I've taught before, like in school. So I can walk into a class and I'm like, good afternoon, my students. And it's nothing. I'm older than them, but it doesn't take anything from me. Like you said, greeting can also be a way to check on them and say, I wish you a good day. So when I see you have good afternoon, how are you doing? Hope you have eaten. So it doesn't take anything from me. I'm somebody that would greet you. You won't tell me to stop greeting you. Honestly, it doesn't take anything. I would greet you.
Okay. See white.
What else can I say? I'm trying. Like, what else can I say? But let me just say a thing I tried out, but it didn't work for me. Someone got me angry, and I felt like, okay, I won't talk to this person again. I won't greet this person again. Truth be told, I realized I was punishing myself because I would want to pass without seeing the person because my mind would be like, you did not greet. You did not greet. I mean, so what I realized myself doing was, it is either I pass before the person passes, or I will go and, probably if I'm going to the office, I'll go and sit down before the person comes. I just don't want to come and encounter with that person because my spirit will be doing me greet. So when I realized I was actually punishing myself, nobody advised me. I advised myself, go there. Hello, good morning. You know, some of the, you know, someone like, are you okay? Please don't touch me, don't touch me. I said, I will touch you. There's nothing you will do. That was how I was able to make up with the person. I started greeting the person. It's not really easy to beef somebody though.
At all.
But there are some people who are born. Okay. Let me not say anything.
All right, now we're going to head out very soon. But before that, I want to get your last words on the show. What's your advice to Africans as regards greeting? Because we know it's Africans, it's Nigerians, it's Edo people.
Of course.
It's everybody. It's not just Edo people. There's no adults, there's no elder that doesn't want to be greeted. It may not be a big deal for them, but definitely they love it when a younger person comes and greets, especially when you tend to see someone who genuflects, who bows down, who kneels to greet you. It's like, this kid can get respect. This child was well brought up, you get. So what's your advice to them? And of course to the youth, because I feel like the youth of these days, the generation that we are in right now, they do not have respect. Like a young person can walk in here with, into a room full of adults that are much older than them, even old enough to be their parents, and they do like they didn't see the person or they didn't see the people there. So what's your advice to them? I think that they are the ones we should actually be talking to right now about greeting.
Okay.
All right, now let's start with C. White.
You know, they say charity begins at home. So whatever you do outside sometimes is some of the things you learn from the home. So you carry them outside. So I think we have to start with the parents. What kind of teaching did you give to your children when it comes to greeting? Did you tell them not to greet their elders when they see them? Or did you tell them to greet their elders? Now, let's not talk about parents. Society.
Yes, I was just about to say, can we really fault parents? Because
So, I know
there's some parents who have tried their best to instill good morals into their kids, but the kids are just plain stubborn. So
I think the society
not just
these
yeah,
days
that's what I just said.
influence.
Let's now talk about the society.
Yes.
Their parents can do all
Bad
they
friends
can just to make sure that their children come out the best. But the children who would always go out there to see different people with different upbringing, different mindset, and different characters will learn from whichever one they prefer to. And they feel like, okay, I'm comfortable in this. Let me just toe this line. So they just walk into a place where they have elders and feel like it is normal. This is me, big boy, with their dread. I see no reason why I should greet them. I just walk in with my phone and sit down. So let's try as much as possible to understand that greetings, we shouldn't throw more emphasis on it. But if you have children around you or youth around you that don't know how to greet, my dear, just like what the Empress said, we are in a world where youth now feel like it's a norm for them not to greet their elders. If you happen to fall among those categories of youth who don't want to greet their elders, no problem. There's always a result, or should I say a precaution for people who don't greet. You can actually get a gift if you greet. You will still not get a gift if you greet. You understand? So just try to be who you are and understand that whether or not somebody greets you, don't see it as anything. But if you want to correct somebody who don't know how to greet, the manner with which you would explain to the person and correct the person also matters a lot to make the person understand, okay, this person is trying to make me see reasons why I should always greet. If you decide to do it in a hard way, the person might not also understand that you're trying to make or impart positive thing into the person. Rather, they will see that you're being bossy or you want to really show you an elder, and they won't take those advice from you. So just see that greetings is not a do or die affair, and be cool.
Praise, why are you laughing?
You know, the part where is not a do or die affair.
But it's actually not a do or die affair.
It doesn't take anything from your body if you greet. If you don't greet, no problem. If you greet, no problem. But for me, like I said earlier, know where you are. Know, like, if I have a child, then when I have a child, not if, because I'm definitely going to have one. When I have a child, I'm going to explain for them to understand that, see, as an adult person that I am, if I still marry an adult man,
I think you should forget the fact of being as an adult person.
No, as an African, I'm going to explain, like, see, as Africans, greeting is essential, it's important. I have to explain for them to understand that when you see your elders, greet. So when they travel out or go to, they don't see that, what's wrong? Why did my mom bring me up like this? Sometimes it's hard for them to balance or, yes, like get comfortable in a new place. So I have to explain for them that, you know what, in Africa, we are used to greeting. Forget what the Empress and see what they are saying. As an African, you have to greet your elders. Let it be a part of you. It doesn't take anything from you. If they don't like it, they'll tell you to stop. It's better that you greet and they think you're respectful and you have respect rather than you go to a place and they think you don't have respect. So just greet your elders, greet people, check on them. It doesn't take anything from you. My child must greet. I'm an African woman. They must greet.
You sound like all these ladies who are waiting patiently to have their own babies just so that they can do what their mom did to them.
No, I'm somebody that even if you don't greet me, it doesn't take anything from me, but greeting has helped me in so many ways. So why would I want to risk it? So just greet. It doesn't take anything from you.
I'm a beneficial, in fact,
beneficiary of greeting.
I'm a strong beneficiary of that word, greeting.
You know, greeting makes people like, this girl is very friendly, she's this, she's that. No, we'll continue to greet.
Well, greeting is our ministry, it's our calling.
If you smile, everybody thinks you're friendly, so you don't have to greet. I can just smile, hi. Anyways, this has been Ladies Night right here on Independent Television. My name is Ameze Obaisiagwe, and I've had the ever-glowing C. White talking about Caroline Okonji. Of course, I have Praise Omorogbe here. Yes, Miss Praise. And yeah, my other ladies will be here next week. They couldn't make it today, but definitely, I think we tried our best to make sure that tonight was a blast. Please join us again next time for another fantastic edition. Have a beautiful night rest.
Yeah, from Little Kim, the Queen Bee. It's ladies' night, what? It must be Angie on the mic. The butter pea, honey, got the sugar, got the spice. Roll the L tight, keep the rhymes right, yo. I just made this motherfucker up last night, and I'm the rookie on this all-star team. Me and Kim is getting cream, like Thelma and Louise, but on chrome. Never leave that Brooklyn shit alone. So if you say it's on, then it's on. Bang this in your whips, back them cold roadie with the chips in the wrist. Here's a French kiss. I dismiss all you chicks. Spit 6 from the 4th, 5th, make it dance. Ow! I stay focused in the dopest, like a penny with the hole.